When I go to Wikipedia and I Google Mr. Owen Campbell, I can read two things.
Yeah.
Owen Campbell is an Australian blues singer-songwriter and a guitarist. Is that enough to describe?
Kind of true. Yeah.
Mr. Owen, or what would you add personal?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I would say that.
Because I miss a few words.
Yeah, I like to think of what I play as more rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of blues in it, but rock and roll's a bit more encompassing of the country and roots and you know, all of the different sort of influences that I have.
Yeah. What I miss is singers, one-man band.
Yeah.
Busker.
Yeah. I've been a busker.
What I miss is your slide guitar playing.
Yeah. Well, I play with this thing. This is an old whiskey glass.
Oh.
For the viewers at home. And yeah, but I also work with a band a lot. But when I'm doing big tours overseas, it's easier.
Yeah, and the second part of the description is about you've been a finalist in the famous TV show Australia Got Talent.
Yeah.
More than 16 million people.
Yeah.
Have already seen your
that video.
Your thing.
Yeah.
But you know what I wrote in my review when I mentioned the program, that an artist as Owen Campbell doesn't need such a TV show.
Yeah, well, it was something that I was always quite fervently against, going on a show like that, but I just kept coming back from touring overseas and I'd be broke, you know. And sometimes I'd literally get off the plane and have to go busking the next day just to make some money. So after years of doing that, I just thought, well, why not? I'll give it a go. And
would you do it again?
No. It's Yeah. I got a lot of new fans out of it. I mean, I don't like the shows, but in the sort of modern era, I think if you're good at what you do, you can do well out of it. But I don't like them. I don't watch them.
Okay. As I told, you are a busker.
Yeah.
You've been in many countries.
Yeah, I have been. Yeah.
Were the specific countries that you say something reminds me about that, about the visit?
Yeah. There was Denmark. I lived there for a few months, and that was great. I really loved Copenhagen. But I've played a lot in Ireland as well. Yeah. A lot in Australia, but usually I would sort of go over there, go to a country and start busking, and then I would start getting shows in and around the area that I was living. So busking was always a means to an end sort of thing.
Why did you choose to be a busker? Because you want to sing along? You're not a frontman, or you're not a team player?
Well, no, I'm definitely a team player. Why busking? Because when I was about 21, up to that point, I had just jobs like washing dishes, labouring jobs, and I I never liked it. And then when I was 21, my mother actually got me a little amplifier for my birthday, and she was always saying, just go busking, try it. So I had 12 songs that I'd recorded in someone's bedroom, and I burnt 10 CDs and hand drew each CD cover, and the first time I went busking I sold all 10 in the first hour, and so I quit my job and just did that.
Your first album, Sunshine Road, 2012,
a big
success on iTunes.
Yeah, yeah, that was while I was on that show.
How do you explain that? You were young, first album?
Well, it was just really the show.
The show.
And, I mean, it just gave it huge exposure. Because I'd actually released that album in, I think it was 2010.
Yeah.
So, but it was just flew under the radar.
It was before or after the show? No.
It was before.
Before,
but it was when I was on the show.
Yeah, it could be
it
the
just
curiosity.
went. Yeah. Yeah.
There's one for me, one special song on the album, "War in the East."
Yeah.
I can hear there every time a sitar or some strange instrument.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that you on your guitar or what?
Yeah, it's the guitar. I think there's a saxophone on there too. But that song was inspired by, because I played at the Himalayan Blues Festival in Nepal.
Ooh.
And I did a tour in India.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just kind of opened up this new kind of, this new kind of scales. So
you could have been in Morocco or something.
Yeah, and I guess there's a little bit of Middle Eastern feel in there too.
Yeah, very, very.
I mean, I haven't been to the Middle East. I'd love to go, but yeah. So that's from a time in India.
Do you think your second album is a different album, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, it's a different album. I wrote that in my review.
Yeah.
I think it's very different.
Yeah, it's very different.
Less country, less folk, more rock.
Yeah, and and that wasn't intentional. It was just the songs that I wrote. And I guess there's a lot less slide in it because I've been playing slide for years and years non-stop, and when I was writing that album, I guess I just was a bit sick of the slide. And
also, again, a special song on the album.
Yeah.
I have to read the name. Buku Ganburget, or?
Yeah, his name's Boohoo. It's pronounced Boohoo.
And can you please tell us something more about? Because he's a man from
Mongolia.
Mongolia.
Yeah, well, again, I was busking in Sydney. It would have been a couple of years ago, and I met Boohoo. He was busking as well, doing his.
Is that a young guy or an older guy?
He's about 30s.
Oh,
yeah,
a young guy.
Yeah, and he was just busking on the street, and it blew my mind. The sound of that horsehair fiddle accompanied with his voice. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so when I met him, I just said, "Look, I don't know how, but I want to do a song with you." And so that was just a quick jam in the studio. We just jammed this, and it worked out well.
Yeah. What are your plans for the near future?
I've got a new album coming out.
I heard something about a new album. Yeah. Then you must tell us something about the new album. In what direction you want to go?
Well, this one's it's a good mix. I think like there's a bit more slide on this one again, but I recorded it in Memphis with Devon Allman. Devon Allman produced it, and then it got sent to a guy called Tom Hambridge, who mixed and mastered it, and Tom's just won another Grammy for Buddy Guy's latest album. So it was exciting to work with him because he did an incredible job. And so that'll be released sort of middle of 2016.
Also in Europe, everywhere,
Yeah, well, Europe's been great. So yeah, I definitely want to come back.
I have a last question, Owen. Do you also have a bucket list, things that you want to do?
Yeah, I want to grow a vegetable garden.
Don't say busking, but
yeah, I want to cultivate food.
Oh.
Yeah. And I want to get back on my surfboard. Because I injured my knee last year surfing, and I haven't been able to surf for a long time.
Not touring with a band or so, no?
Yeah, oh yeah, I tour with the band quite regularly, yeah. But so I'm doing that.
But I think it's very difficult to come with a band to here to Europe and.
Yeah, well, it's a lot more work with a band,
Yeah.
you know, and sometimes, you know, it's easier just to roll in by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I'd say when I tour this album in Europe, I'll definitely have a band with me. Whether they're Australian or whether they're European musicians, I'm not sure.
When are you going back to?
Australia?
Yeah, to Australia.
The 2nd of April.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's about 3. I think it's closer to 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Second, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm having a baby as soon as I get home. Well, my fiance is. Exciting
I
times.
don't say anything. I would have said something, but no.
Well, it's a good thing.
No, that's a good thing. Very good. Okay. Oh, and this were my questions. So thank you again for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you a lot for your music.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.